Morning doesn't arrive, it just replaces the dark. No transition, no fade. I know it because there's no sound telling me how to feel about it. The city looks ordinary, which feels intentional. I think about how often I confuse movement with direction, how being carried felt like choosing, how staying in sync felt like meaning. None of that survives daylight. I replay moments not to miss them, but to measure how little they needed me, how easily the world kept its shape when we stepped out of it. That realization went slow, without drama. There's nothing wrong, nothing broken, nothing stolen, just a sequence that ended because it could. I stopped calling it lost when I see how cleanly it concluded. I don't search for you in places anymore, not because I'm stronger, but because nothing responds. Absence isn't painful when it stops pretending to be temporary. I walk without tempo, sometimes too fast, sometimes inefficient. No one corrects me, that freedom used to scare me. Now it just exists. I understand something late, but fully. What held us wasn't love or rhythm or timing. It was structure, and structure always lets go eventually. There's no final thought, no sentence to close it. Just a quiet awareness that nothing is unfinished. Not between us, not inside me. The day continues without asking. And for the first time, I don't feel left behind. I feel release. His rhythm without tempo, without insistence. exited quietly between updates. No last adjustment, no rollback, just a version that no longer included us. I thought I'd feel lighter, but weight was never the problem. Direction was I replay the way things used to resist, not because I missed them, but because resistance meant presence. Something pushing back, then I was seen. Now movement is uninterrupted, smooth, unaware. I move through it like background. You didn't take meaning with you. You revealed how little was holding it in place. Once you stepped out, everything stood on its own. That should be comforting, it isn't. I stopped at a crossing, no signal telling me when to go. I choose, and that choice feels heavier than any drop ever did. Right on the beat was easier. There's no soundtrack here, no structure to fall into, just decisions stacked on top of each other. This is where feeling returns, not sharp, not loud, just undeniable. I don't miss the sound, I miss being carried. I miss not having to decide how fast or how deep or how long. Now everything responds only after I do. When I finally slow down, nothing corrects me. No timing error, no loss of alignment, just space, behaving like space. And I understand, this is what remains when the system ends. Not silence, not noise, responsibility. I keep walking, not because I know where I'm going, but because stopping no longer means anything. The night doesn't notice, and that's fine. I'm no longer waiting to be met. I move without being counted. I realize how much quietly between updates. No last adjustment, no rollback, just a version that no longer included us. I thought I'd feel lighter, but weight was never the problem. Direction was I replay the way things used to resist, not because I missed them, but because resistance meant presence. Something pushing back, then I was seen. Now movement is uninterrupted, smooth, unaware. I move through it like background. You didn't take meaning with you. You revealed how little was holding it in place. Once you stepped out, everything stood on its own. That should be comforting, it isn't. I stopped at a crossing, no signal telling me when to go. I choose, and that choice feels heavier than any drop ever did. Right on the beat was easier. There's no soundtrack here, no structure to fall into, just decisions stacked on top of each other. This is where feeling returns, not sharp, not loud, just undeniable. I don't miss the sound, I miss being carried. I miss not having to decide how fast or how deep or how long. Now everything responds only after I do. When I finally slow down, nothing corrects me. No timing error, no loss of alignment, just space, behaving like space. And I understand, this is what remains when the system ends. Not silence, not noise, responsibility. I keep walking, not because I know where I'm going, but because stopping no longer means anything. The night doesn't notice, and that's fine. I'm no longer waiting to be met. I move without being counted. Sincere and still remain accurate. Not present, no misinterestion. I notice it. I notice it in how I pause before answering questions that don't need thought, and how silence feels complete instead of unfinished. I don't think about you often, but when I do, it's never dramatic, it's practical. Like remembering where a switch is in a room I no longer use, longer use. There was a time when everything needed context, when meaning independed on alignment. Now things exist without explanation. miss the clarity. How effort had direction, now effort spreads into ordinary things. Work, conversations, rest. This is quieter but more durable. Sometimes I catch myself moving through a moment without narrating it. No comparison, no reference point. That's when I know I'm not returning anymore. What stays is a memory, it's calibration. A sense of proportion, a tolerance for silence, and understanding that not everything wants to be shared. I don't close the door on what we were. I just stop standing in front of it. The space behind me fills naturally. Nothing announces this phase. There's no moment that says now you're done. Just a gradual certainty that life is happening without translation, and that's enough. Not fulfilling, not empty, just honest. The sound comes in like it has a job to do, and no interest in who's listening. I stand inside it long enough to realize I'm not being addressed. The beat doesn't miss, it doesn't search, it arrives complete. They used to mean something. We didn't fall apart, we phased out. One adjustment at a time, less waiting, less checking, less room for hesitation, until movement became automatic. I still remember when time required attention, when staying present was part of the work. Now it's just execution. You were never loud, you were specific. The way your weight changed the floor, the way silence waited longer. Those details are gone, not replaced, just removed. And nothing complains, right on the beat. I move correctly, no friction, no negotiation. My body agrees before I think. That's sufficient, that's dangerous. I don't feel abandoned, I feel excluded from a process that no longer needs feedback. The room learned how to self-regulate. Lights rise, these levels settle, space behaves as if this was always the goal. There was a time when we disrupted things just by being there. Small errors, tiny delays that made the night feel alive. Now everything resolves before it has a chance to matter. That's when I stopped calling it lost. You didn't leave a gap, you left clarity, and clarity is quiet, clean, hard to argue with. I stay one cycle too long, not waiting for you, just checking. If anything still pushes back, nothing does. When it ends, I don't rush, I don't linger either. I leave exactly when it makes sense. Not because I'm healed, not because I'm done, but because nothing here is unfinished. The sound fades properly, the room holds without effort, and I understand too late that this is what closure actually feels like. Not relief, not sadness, just a system that works without us. just replaces a dot. No transition, no fade. I notice because there's no sound telling me how to feel about it. The city looks ordinary, which feels intentional. I think about how often I confuse movement, direction. How being carried felt like choosing, how staying in sync felt like meaning. None of that survives daylight. I replay moments not to miss them, but to measure how little they need me. How easily the world kept its shape when we stepped out of it. That realization ran slow without drama. There was nothing wrong, nothing broken, nothing stolen. Just a sequence that ended because it could. I stopped calling it lost when I see how cleanly it concluded. I don't search for you in places anymore. Not because I'm stronger, but because nothing responds. Absence isn't painful when it starts pretending to be temporary. I walk without tempo, without tempo, without tempo. Sometimes too fast, sometimes inefficient. No one corrects me. That freedom used to scare me, now it just exists. I understand something late, but fully. What held us wasn't love or rhythm or timing. It was structure, and structure always lets go. Eventually there's no final thought, no sentence to close this. Just a quiet awareness that nothing is unfinished. Not between us, not inside me. The day continues, and for the first time I don't feel left behind. I feel release. Outside, the night doesn't sound like anything, just distance, air moving without purpose. My ears keep waiting for a cue that never comes. I'm walking for the first time. Nothing's counting me in. That's new. The city keeps its rhythm without tempo, without insistence. I realize how much I rely on being told when to arrive, when to arrive, when to arrive. was resistant, then present, something pushing back. Then I was seen, now movement is uninterrupted, smooth, unaware. I move through it like background. You didn't take meaning with you. You revealed how little was holding it in place. Once you stepped out, everything stood on its own. It should be comforting. It isn't. I stop at a crossing, no signal telling me when to go. I choose, and that choice feels heavier than any drop ever did. Right on the beat was easier. There's no soundtrack here, no structure to fall into, just decisions stacked on top of each other. This is where feeling returns, not sharp, not loud, just undeniable. I don't miss the sound, I miss being carried. I miss not having to decide how fast or how deep or how long. Now everything responds only after I do. When I finally slow down, nothing corrects me. No time and error, no loss of alignment, just space, behaving like space. And I understand this is what remains when the system ends. Not silence, not noise, responsibility. I keep walking, not because I know where I'm going, but because stopping no longer means anything. The night doesn't notice, and that's fine. I'm no longer waiting to be met. I move over, eating, counting. I move without being counted. Stop the feeling, follow, not in me. emotions rest. This is quieter but more durable. Sometimes I catch myself moving through a moment without narrating it. No comparison, no reference point. That's when I know I'm not returning anymore. What stays isn't memory, it's calibration. A sense of proportion, a tolerance for silence, an understanding that not everything wants to be shared. I don't close the door on what we were, I just stop standing in front of it. The space behind me fills naturally. Nothing announces this phase. There's no moment that says now you're done. Just a gradual certainty that life is happening without translation. And that's enough, not fulfilling, not empty, just honest, just honest. The sound comes in like it has a job to do, and no interest in who's listening. I stand inside it long enough to realize I'm not being addressed. The beat doesn't miss, it doesn't search, it arrives complete. It used to mean something. We didn't fall apart, we phased out one adjustment at a time. Less waiting, less checking, less room for hesitation, until movement became automatic. I still remember when timing required attention, when staying present was part of the work. Now it's just execution. You were never loud, you were specific. The way your way changed the floor, the way silence waited longer. Those details are gone, not replaced, just removed, and nothing complains. Right on the beat, I move correctly. No friction, no negotiation. My body agrees before I think. That's efficient, that's dangerous. I don't feel abandoned, I feel excluded from a process that no longer needs feedback. The room learned how to self-regulate. Lights rise, levels settle, space behaves as if this was always the goal. There was a time when we disrupted things just by being there. Small errors, tiny delays that made the night feel alive. Now everything resolves before it has a chance to matter. That's when I stopped calling it loss. You didn't leave a gap, you left clarity. And clarity is quiet, clean, hard to argue with. I stayed one cycle too long, not waiting for you. Just checking if anything still pushes back. Nothing does. When it ends, I don't rush, I don't linger either. I leave exactly when it makes sense. Not because I'm healed, not because I'm done, but because nothing here is unfinished. The sound fades properly, the room holds without effort. And I understand too late that this is what closure actually feels like. Not grief, not sadness, just a system that works without us. The sound starts before I decide to stay. It doesn't wait for confirmation, it assumes participation. I let it, the beat arise, complete already yours all. Like a conclusion that doesn't need context. I step into it, not to feel something, just to confirm that it still works. It does. There was a time when the room reacted to how we entered. Lights adjusted, timing softened, space made room. Now it behaves like I've been here before, like nothing has changed. That's how I know something has. You didn't disappear, you dissolved. Not into memory, into no melody. Your absence didn't break the flow, it improved it. Cleaner transitions, fewer pauses, no need to slow down. I noticed, because I stopped being asked to pay attention. Right on the beat, I move correctly. No drag, no friction, no reason to hesitate. My body executes when my mind used to participate in. That difference is quiet, but permanent. I don't replay moments, I replay conditions. How timing required presence, how silence waited, how things resisted, just enough to feel alive. Now resistance is gone, everything agrees too quickly. You were never dramatic, you were precise. The way you changed the angle of a step, the length of a pause. Those details were the meaning. Without them, everything functions, which is worse. I stay longer than needed, just to test if anything pushes back. Nothing does. No unfinished signal, no delayed echo, no reason to adjust. The room has learned how to hold itself. When the track fades, it does so cleanly. No collapse, no residue. People move on time, lights behave, the floor forgets. I don't